When it comes to public figures, some know how to keep themselves in the spotlight, and Congresswoman Lauren Boebert is no exception. Recently, the 37-year-old from Colorado has been making headlines not for her usual political stances or fiery speeches, but for a set of photos that have sparked widespread conversation. These images have stirred up debate, with some admiring her boldness and others questioning her choices. But what's really going on here? Are these photos an expression of confidence, or do they reveal more about Boebert and the way we view women in politics? Stick around, because these images go beyond surface level and may speak to how she wants to be seen. Lauren Boebert became a prominent figure in 2020 when she was elected to Congress, gaining attention for her strong stance on gun rights and her outspoken, often controversial, approach to politics. Over time, she's established a reputation as a tough, no-nonsense conservative. Lately, though, her social media posts have taken a different direction. Instead of policy discussions, she's been sharing bold, personal photos that have quickly caught the public eye. These aren't typical political photos. These are daring, revealing, and showcase a personal side of Boebert rarely seen in the public domain. One particularly discussed photo shows Boebert in a playful, revealing pose, an image uncommon for a sitting Congress member. The photos have sparked debates online, with some people applauding her confidence and others questioning her judgment. These images are deeply personal and reveal a more casual, flirtatious, and free-spirited side of her. So what's the story here? Are these photos just a sign of a politician embracing their freedom, or do they represent something more intentional? To be clear, Lauren Boebert is no stranger to the limelight. Since the beginning of her political career, she's been known for her outspoken positions and fiery persona. But these photos add an unexpected layer to her public image. Is this an attempt to redefine herself, or simply a way to remain relevant? Regardless, one thing is clear: she's keeping people talking. On one side, Boebert's supporters praise her for her bold, unapologetic confidence. To them, these images show self-assurance, something they find admirable. Many argue that Boebert's photos defy traditional expectations placed on women in politics, who are often expected to fit a restrained mold. For her followers, these photos demonstrate that Boebert isn't afraid to embrace both her strength and her femininity, challenging the limits of how female politicians are supposed to act. However, critics argue that the photos might cross a line. As a Congress member, some feel she should be more focused on policy and maintain a higher level of professionalism. The debate isn't solely about the images, but about the message they send. Should politicians be more mindful of their public image, especially when it comes to personal photos? Is there a boundary for what's acceptable for a public figure? Boebert has never shied away from the spotlight, whether for her politics or personal life. Could these photos be a strategic move to stay visible in a competitive political landscape? In an age where attention can be a currency, perhaps Boebert is simply using these images to show a different, more relatable side of herself. Social media plays a significant role here. Politicians today rely on platforms like Instagram and Twitter not only to communicate their views but to stay connected with their audience. A single post can generate buzz, shape public perception, and even influence political discourse. Perhaps Boebert is using these photos to highlight that she isn't just a politician in a suit, but a real person with a life beyond politics. Or perhaps she's simply tapping into the power of visibility in an era where everyone is competing for attention. Beyond her personal strategy, there's a larger issue at play. These photos challenge conventional expectations of how women in politics should present themselves. Women in politics are often held to higher standards of professionalism, expected to be serious and reserved, sometimes at the expense of personal expression. Boebert's images push back against that norm, suggesting that there is room for a more diverse portrayal of women in politics. She's challenging the notion that women must conform to a narrow set of expectations to be taken seriously. For supporters who see these photos as empowering, it's a bold statement. They argue it's a sign that women can express themselves freely, without being judged solely by traditional standards. Boebert, like anyone, has the right to share parts of her life, and to some, these photos show a woman confidently embracing both her political and personal identities. Ultimately, these photos have sparked a meaningful conversation about women in the public eye. Boebert's latest posts have reignited debates around what is appropriate for a politician, what it means to be a woman in politics, and how we define confidence and professionalism. While some view the photos as inappropriate, others see them as a celebration of self-expression. One thing is certain: Lauren Boebert has once again made waves, proving she's unafraid to be herself, despite any criticism. So what's your take? Are these photos a show of confidence, or do they go too far? Share your thoughts below, and if you're interested in following this story and other trending topics, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. There's much more to come.